Hey y'all, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Sarah.
And this is Bodice Tipplers,
the podcast where we read all the books we used to steal off our grandmother's nightstands.
And then we drink about it.
Ooh.
It's not really Ghost, y'all.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. That wasn't really a good one. Let me do it again.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were going for Ghost.
I know. I thought it was too, and then I realized we're doing werewolf.
Oh, yeah. Happy October. It's your Bodice Tippler girls here. I can't think of a good, ghosty pun to call us, but...
we're the...
Bodice rip.
You know what? We talk a lot about boobs.
Oh, God, we're terrible at this. All right. So, on this episode, we are reading Annette Curtis Klause's Blood and Chocolate.
This is a throwback, I bet, for a lot of our readers. I read this, I was in college. This came out in 97. So I read this when I was a bit too old for it, frankly.
I have never read it, but our trigger warnings that are actual trigger warnings and not us just talking out of our ass. This book does have murder. So if you're not, murder's not your bag. Also, there is gross objectification of a teenage girl, but
in a werewolfy way.
But we don't really...
It seems like that's an excuse, quite frankly.
We haven't been given a whole lot of understanding the loup-garou politics of how werewolf business is conducted and what is considered an adult or anything.
And frankly, these werewolves don't seem to have either. They seem a little untutored.
Basically, what we learned is that werewolves are just rednecks.
Yes.
Running wild with excuses.
So, and there's also treated very, very seriously. The main character is 16, 17. And if you are our age, you spend the whole book going, young lady. But a very viable relationship for her is with a 24-year-old man who, in this werewolf kind of way, essentially wins the right to have sex with her. And so that is a little unsettling and not cool.
Well,
she also bites out her mom's rival's eyeball to do that. So
I think what we can say is that she inadvertently wins the right to have sex with him. But she also,
she says no, and he's like, well, what, you did the thing.
But also, she is dealing with the loss of her father, and there is,
it's all real complicated, but it's a little bit
this book is so my so-called werewolf-like.
Yes, absolutely. So, honestly, you can't trust anything in it because it is so filtered through
She's a little bit of a
That's okay, fine. I'll allow that. So, hey, y'all.
Happy October. Hope everybody is doing well. South Carolina is actually being a little bit nice to us with our October.
Almost. Don't get too,
I'm not crazy, but the hurricane one did give us some cooler weather. Yes. And we hope that all of our Florida friends and everybody else are, recouping and recuperating and getting their power and all that stuff. But I'm selfishly glad that it gave me a couple of days off and I got to make chili. So
yeah, but now what? There's never gonna be a weather day again. My kid got e-learning. There's no hurricane day.
Mine just got it off.
What?
She's at a charter school, baby.
What the fuck?
Charter school.
Y'all don't do no damn school at charter school.
They don't. They just live it free. But you know what? They also don't get mass gun warnings and stuff that.
Well, yeah, that's just because y'all didn't pick up the phone or whatever. They weren't answering the phone to the main office. We got that TikTok challenge at our school.
Yeah, we didn't get that phone.
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing. So anyway.
So we are reading Blood and Chocolate.
And so this was a huge book in I guess what you would call the earlier YA. Yeah, when YA was new as a thing. Because, of course, they had YA books when I was a kid. But they were...
Back in our day, YA was called The Outsiders. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. That was
forever, motherfucker.
That's what we had and we liked it.
Also, My Darling, My Hamburger. But yeah, so there were books in the children's section that would now be YA, like Tamora Pierce. That would be YA now. Yeah. A lot of that. And there were books in the adult section that would now be YA. But there was not really a YA section. It was not a publishing category when we were kids. So this is, as I recall, and somebody who has more understanding of the history of publishing could probably correct me on this, the first paranormal romance in this teen space I remember happening.
Yeah.
And I read it a few years after it came out. I think it was recommended it by somebody.
Yeah. Well, what's wild to me is that Annette Curtis Klause, who is the author, she's an English-American writer and librarian specializing in youth adult fiction. She's currently, even though she's, big time writer, because this is a big time book.
Hey, it's in print.
Yeah, she is currently a children's materials selector for Montgomery County Public Schools in Montgomery County, Maryland. She was born in Bristol, England, and she now lives in Maryland with her husband, Mark, and their cats. She holds a BA in English and Master of Library Science from University of Maryland.
Yeah, I feel like, that could have been us.
It could have been.
We could have had this book. Now, the thing is, this was made into a movie.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh my God. So my husband was looking the movie up because I did not remember this, but he did. And yeah, so he looked it up, and the last thing I remember him saying is like, both a critical and commercial failure.
Amazing. We have to find that movie and watch it.
I wonder if there's anybody in it that we would know now that we wouldn't have known then.
Oh, God. No.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, so our book, 1997.
So this is the original cover. I mean, this is a new copy from the library. The library.
Oh my God, it is so.
But it's so 90s. Yeah, it looks like those Tanya Huff books or like whatever.
There's fire. There's a girl. It looks 9-inch.
She's got kind of claws.
Yeah, she's got a little bit of claws.
It's a good cover. I think it's a solid cover. I don't love the typography and shit. I think that's very dated looking, but the cover itself, I think, is good.
Vivian Gandillon relishes the change.
I bet it's Gandillon because they talk about how she knows French real good and her French teacher likes her.
Vivian Gandillon relishes the change, the sweet, fierce ache that carries her from girl to wolf. At 16, she is beautiful and strong, and all the young wolves are on her tail. But Vivian still grieves for her dead father. Her pack remains leaderless and in disarray, and she feels lost in the suburbs of Maryland, don't we all? Shit, sorry. I just went on this like mind break where I was like, what if it was like we mixed this with The Wire?
I love it. Oh shit, Gabriel coming.
She longs for a normal life.
Gabriel couldn't take Omar for no, not even.
But what is normal for a werewolf? Then Vivian falls in love with a human, a meat boy. Aiden is kind and gentle, a welcome relief from the squabbling pack. He is fascinated by magic, and Vivian longs to reveal herself to him. Surely he would understand her and delight in the wonder of her dual nature, not fear her as an ordinary human would. Vivian's divided loyalties are strained further when a brutal murder threatens to expose the pack. Moving between two worlds, she does not seem to belong in either. What she is really, is she a human or a beast? Which tastes sweeter, blood or chocolate? This bitch tastes...
There's no chocolate.
This bitch eats no chocolate in this book.
There's no chocolate.
This bitch is not eating a damn bit of chocolate in this book. Like,
in fact, you never see her eat anything.
No.
She doesn't eat in this book.
No, she does not eat.
No. That's weird. I did not think about that when I was reading this book.
It is not weird because it's 1990s diet culture.
That's true. No, she was eating snack wells.
It's absolutely
blood or snack wells. So what you have to know when you read this book is that an interesting, I think, for the time period is 100% focused on Vivian's fucking shitty life lens, which is filtered first through her being 16 and second through her being a werewolf. She is not a human at all. And the book really kind of likes to use that, I think, a little bit to make it racier, to make it like whatever. And the excuse is, well, she's not a person. But also, can you really trust anything that she says about other people? Because she is 16 and 16-year-olds are stupid.
She is an unreliable narrator.
Very much so. So Vivian's pack has left West Virginia, and they had to leave West Virginia because her little friends, she has like a little group of age mates. And I get this because I was the only girl in like my group I grew up in like a church business kind of like.
Did they set fire to like a?
No, but like so like all my friends were church kids when I was a kid, and it'll just gender kind of weirdly comes in waves.
This is where Sarah comes out as being a loop guru.
Yes, that's exactly why this weird hair on my chin comes from.
Oh my God.
It only comes out on the full moon. That's why it comes out fully formed. That's why you never see it growing. Why it's just like there one day.
Sarah is a shrew.
But so like, yeah, I was the only girl with all these boys. And so I like ran with all the boys. And like when we were little, And then they like grew up to be like gross boys. And so,
Yeah. So
and there's nothing cool or sexy about them. They're just the gross boys.
She has left, like her pack has left West Virginia
because one of the boys in her little group, the 5, had killed a human.
Yeah. And then he had killed a human, and then a couple of humans were killed. The pack, the boys, her father is the pack leader. He scares the shit out of them, but his house, there's a house fire.
The humans figure it out.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're werewolves, but their best idea for how to like make money in the real world is to own a cute country inn. Why would you want to deal with more people? Why would you want to be on your own? Because that's what they do at the end of the book.
What we find out really is that in our supernatural horny like if we're looking at our a hierarchy of our horny supernaturals, vampires are smarter.
Oh yeah.
Werewolves are dumb as shit.
Generally.
They're dumb as fuck.
There's always sniffing butts.
Like, let's just have a country inn or own a bar. No.
So what had happened was, this one kid had killed a human, and then it tried to pass it off as, I found her dead, and you all just thought that you saw me be a half a monster.
That is exactly what a teenage
but the best thing is they put this kid in jail, and then the rest of the 5 had this great idea. And their idea was, we're going to kill another human so that they'll know it wasn't him. So it was obviously
this is like foolproof.
Yeah, that's great. Foolproof. So what happens is they let the kid out because I guess it wasn't him. They assume, but then everybody in the town knows they're werewolves, and they come together, and there's snipers in the woods, and they burn the inn down, and a lot of them die, including Vivian's dad.
So when this happens, when your pack is hunted in the countries of West Virginia, where you automatically go is the suburbs of Baltimore.
And hilariously, if you think about this, not through Vivian's lens, but if you think about this as an adult, her uncle Rudy has a house in the suburbs of Baltimore.
Right.
His entire fucking pack relatives, he doesn't seem to even have a pack. He was just like working a job. He rides his bike and shit. Like he's living his life, his best life in the suburbs in Maryland. And these people come and they crash on his
Rudy
floor.
is kind of like Miranda from Sex and the City's first boyfriend. Oh God, the curly haired guy. Not Steve, but like Steve.
I did not watch that. Can you tell?
Oh, shit. It's like he's just a guy. He's just a guy. And all of a sudden, what you have is all of a sudden all your white trash relatives move in.
And I mean, all at once.
Like,
and they're not just white trash. They're white trash, and they are a little murdery. And they turn into wolves. They have to turn into wolves at the full moon. Otherwise, they can whenever they want to.
Yeah.
They're always naked and always bringing in bloody animals.
Oh my God, I hate it. Like, I was like, I
was feeling for Rudy.
I always thought that I was like in the animal, like, or in the supernatural horniness, like, hierarchy. I always thought that I was team werewolf because, like, they're at least alive.
There's a lot of cleanup.
But here's the thing. They are the least tidy motherfucker. And you know that I like tidy.
Oh, I know. I know you do.
I don't. What is going to cause the least mess for me?
It's going to be fur. They shed.
Oh, God, they shed
and they pee.
They drool.
They drag their butts across the carpet.
So, all right. So Vivian, she's in the suburbs of Maryland. She starts going to high school.
And her life is so hard.
Oh, my God. And, like, she's way hot.
Well, and I like this.
I do.
She's hot and she knows it. So she's not the smart girl by far. She's just like the hot monster.
And there is I do like that they kind of allude to, like, she is not sexually innocent. Like, no. She knows what's what. So she's in high school, but she's too hot to have friends.
Yeah. Well, and also, I think everybody knows, you ever be in a situation in the wild or whatever, or you go to like a
here we go.
Aviary.
Here we go. Post Kenya Sarah. Sarah's going to tell us about, like,
I'm actually not, because
when you're in the wild, let me tell you what happens in the wild.
No, when you're in the wild, actually, like, the lions are asleep and they don't care. No, I mean, like, I've had the experience as a human, like the monkey that walks, of being in like an aviary at Brook Green Gardens. Actually, they have a bird of prey aviary, and it was just cool. It was like hawks and vultures and stuff. But somewhere my little mammal part, the part of your underbrain, I'm pointing at the back of my head right now, that was a tiny little animal, is like, shit, girl. motherfucker, no, you gotta run. I mean, you gotta freeze, you gotta run. I don't know. You probably gotta make some babies.
I enjoy that you're just like automatically like I'm like, which one of these motherfuckers can I take?
See, we're two different kinds of werewolf, I guess, and I'm just never gonna win the bitch dance. I think it's the dance of bitches.
I also have an issue with the age of like consent for bitch dance versus murder trial.
Yeah, okay, so...
Sorry.
No. We should say she is 16, which means she's adult in the eyes of the pack. Not the eyes of Maryland.
No, or me. Like, because my daughter is 2 years younger than me, and like we go into bitch dances all the time, but like she ain't winning that shit. Like,
can you imagine? No, you would have torn her throat out in the bitch dance. Like,
it's mainly like our bitch dances are like, you need to clean your room, or I need you to take a shower. Like,
when you are okay, you read this book. Like I said, when I was in college, I was already too old for this book.
This book is very teen.
Yeah. If you were a teenager, you're like, yeah, nobody can tell me what to do.
Oh my God. I would have like.
Young lady.
It, like I said, it is like basically, it is Angela Chase in werewolf form, but hotter. And like, you know what? No, it's not Angela. It's Angela's friend.
Oh, what's her name? Oh God.
Yeah. Like,
my brain was like,
she's wearing
that's Blossom's friend.
She is wearing those tank dresses and like
with the curly hair,
no bra. She's got the headlights fully out. Like,
well, and what would be
I love her anyway
to a young woman is that she owns it. Right?
Yeah, I love her for this. Anyway, so okay,
for some reason she goes to school. Why?
She goes to school and she likes to paint. She's an artist. And so she has no friends other than her werewolf people because she's too hot and too confident and very worldly, because again, she's 16 in the book, which makes you think, but they write her as 24.
Yeah.
So she has no real...
Well, it's dog years.
Yeah. So she has no human friends, but she's been selected for this, like for her art to be in this literary magazine. And her art is part of this, like her art, it was all this like wood scene with wolves.
And I was the lead editor for my school's literary magazine. So I would have been the one who put her across the page from...
Oh, see, I was in the literary magazine. I was also in the,
well, obviously, I selected my own work for the literary magazine.
I bet you fucking did. So, but the poem...
Oh, you gonna read the poem?
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
It's just so bad.
Oh, God.
Well, no, it's legitimately high school.
Corsair of the wood, discard your skin, your pallid, worm-like vulnerability. Corsair of the wood. They could have put this poem all on the same page.
They did in the literary magazine.
Exchange your skin for pelt of dun and brindle luxury. A pentagram is burning in your eyes, and soft pale twist of wolfsbane. Squeeze your heart. A grinding pain is writhing in your thighs. The crunch of bones proclaim the changes start. Pirate of the flesh, throw back your head and part your jowls to sing the lunar song. The forest paths are dark. The night is long.
You know what? That was not as good as Riker's poem in Imzadu.
No, it was not. It's not English. But Riker was a grown-ass man.
You should know better, right?
So she reads this and she's like,
oh,
somebody is writing about a werewolf.
I gotta fuck that dude.
So she goes to her high school, like her art teacher, and is asking the art teacher all these questions. And the art teacher knows a lot about this dude. She's like, the art teacher's like,
yeah, he hangs out on that spot.
His name's Aiden. Today he's wearing a yellow flowered shirt. You're going to see him with a bunch of weirdos. And like, so she's like peeping out the window eating her lunch. She's just eating some steak. Oh, she does eat. She eats steak. Because at lunch, she's eating steak.
I don't remember that.
I do remember because I was like, she's eating steak. Yeah, so she's like.
We should say, okay, that obviously, this is not the kind of werewolf. Not obviously. This is not the kind of werewolf where you can make a werewolf. Okay, you're born a werewolf. Born a werewolf. It's a different species.
She can't just bite.
They call it Homo lupus.
Yeah.
So in other words, They are not encouraged to fuck a person.
They don't. They call them meat boys and meat boys.
Yeah, and they call them like half a person. So the thing is, why does she go to school again?
I don't know.
It's forbidden. I mean, it's not forbidden, but if she were to tell them that she was a fucking werewolf, that's for sure fucking forbidden.
Yes.
So it's very frowned on. But the thing is, the only option she has in her pack suck ass. She's got, this dude Wraith is like, I guess, the most alpha E of the dudes, and he's
Wraith is like part of the 5, and he and her had a thing.
But he's like all grabby and shit.
Well, they were kind of together back in West Virginia, and after everything happened in West Virginia, and the people got like, she doesn't want anything to do with it, and he's like all the werewolves are grabby, but he's like grabbier.
And he's like really, really toxically bad.
And here's the thing: age does not seem to matter in werewolves.
Yeah, well, because her mom Esme is like lusting after Gabriel, who's like 23, 24, but so is Astrid, the other kind of like chief bitch.
And like there's a part where like I felt personally attacked because Vivian tells her mom, she's like, "Why are you after this 24-year-old? You're almost 40." And I was like, like, you shut up.
Yeah, you shut up. But so there's, I mean, she is not allowed to be doing what she's doing. So do they honestly want her to go to school and not have friends? Is that the idea?
I almost think she wants to go to school. I feel like it's her.
Well, they choose. She says, like, some of us go to school, some of us don't.
Yeah, she, I think, wants to be part of it. I think she's, like, supposed to be intellectually curious and artistic and all this stuff.
But, like, a lot of them have jobs. Like, so Gabriel's a welder, evidently.
Anyway, we'll get to Gabriel in a minute. Like, so she's peeping out the window, eating her steak. For your Great British Bake Off people, your carne asada.
That is not their damn carne asada.
She is mowing on her carne asada of her grilled meat. I don't know. It could be raw. I don't know. But she looks out the window and she sees this guy.
She orders a burger rare at his she eats another time.
She does. So basically what she sees out the window is that asshole that we all are ashamed that we had a crush on in 1996.
He's so profound.
He's tall. He's lanky. He's wearing he's wearing like baby Jinkos. He's not full Jinko guy.
No.
He can't commit to Jinkos. He's wearing baby Jinkos.
He's also not like hacky sack guy, because that guy has like a friend group and he's like a happy guy and is a shorts guy.
Yeah, he's
not shorts guy.
This guy's wearing like a yellow silk shirt with flowers on it.
He's really affected.
Yes, and he drives a VW Beetle.
Oh shit! I just realized who he was in my high school. I'm afraid he might be on, but then he knows who he is, but then he doesn't. I don't know.
We all have a picture of him. So she's watching.
I thought he was,
and he's got.
I thought he was kind of tragic.
He's got
motherfucker.
Yep.
I got took in.
You got tooken. So he's got a group of little weirdos around him. You know, like,
hey, I was those weirdos.
Girl, we all were those weirdos. I'm not saying anything about the weirdos, but I'm saying we all felt that they were so fucking deep.
This one guy. That's the thing.
He's not.
This guy.
He's not.
We thought that this guy, partly because he was quiet. It turns out he was just stupid and didn't have anything to say.
Exactly.
But we thought he was quiet. And like, we all had an interest in the occult, but his interest in the occult, we all heard rumors that was more interesting than our interest in the occult.
Jesus. So she ends up like, I will say, like, she's like, hey, she just marches.
Hey, what's up, bitch?
She marches her ass out there. He's got like this, he's got the, he's out there. We can also picture, there's this other girl, Kelly. We can all picture Kelly. She's like,
Kelly's like wants to be his girlfriend, but isn't quite, or nobody
She's got
knows.
that like kind of Fazura Balk like style to her, not as cool because, she doesn't go on the same murderous like craft rampage.
Well,
but
she's not as cool because she wants something and you can tell. The only cool thing in high school is to not want anything, right? So yeah, Vivian is like stiff arms like Kelly and be like, hey, I read your poem.
That's my art. And so they hit it off. They start hanging out. It's very like I don't know. She's got this confidence about her. So they're hanging out. They start dating. He invites her to a concert. And she ends up making these human friends.
Yeah.
And it's great.
That's actually nice. Meanwhile, okay, her family situation and the pack situation is not fucking good. Evidently, her dad was like the actuary werewolf.
He was the leader. He was the leader,
but like... He had not won anything by like love the whatever. He won like he was like the.
I think they say what happens. There's two ways that a werewolf can become the leader. Basically, the old leader dies in battle.
Like, okay, if there's an upcomer who kills you, he gets it.
Yeah.
But if you die by fate, but they haven't done that always. So evidently, like when her dad became, everybody just agreed, like, oh yeah, that's
no, but they do something. Like I do think because they said as a wolf he was a son of a bitch, but as a person
But he had been like a nice guy.
He was a nice, but that's what I'm saying.
He was like a modern. He was a modern.
Here's what they were saying. Like as a wolf, he could kick your ass, but like as a person, he was really into.
But they hadn't done the thing, like the trial of the ordeal or whatever. They did not do that for a long time, which is why nobody had seen it. Which I think why she didn't know what the bitch dance was.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So
the pack is falling the fuck apart. Her mom is bitching, heating around with this dude Gabriel, which we mentioned is like 24 years old, and in a fight with him with this girl Astrid, who is also
I think it's like her sister,
or her cousin. I mean, they're all kind of the same.
So I think all right. So Astrid is Esme's sister, so she is technically what's her butts Vivian's aunt.
I'm not sure.
But I don't understand because werewolves...
They're all anti. It's like that kind of like really close like pack relationship.
It's weird.
So, yeah, but so there's these two women who are our generation who are fighting over a dude in his 20s.
Well, technically, we're Vivian's generation, but...
Yeah, we're not, though. There are, like, two old ones.
But what I'm saying is, like, the book came out. Like, we would have been...
Yeah, we would have been...
Well, now we're Vivian's age now.
There's only two old ones. So what happens... I mean, like, obviously...
there's Aunt Prue, or there's this old ass bitch werewolf,
and there's an old man too. But everybody else is young. So what the fuck? I mean, like,
it's so weird. So
her mom always has new scars. So evidently, when she and Astrid fight, it's not like, "Hey, bitch, I saw you down at the club last night." It's like
they hang out at a biker bar because they have no taste.
No, none of these people have any taste.
No taste.
I do. Well, we'll talk about it in clothing, but I did wear everything.
Everything that's in this.
They have a wet seal in like wherever this thing is. Evidently,
it's amazing.
Oh my god!
So she is so enamored with Aiden. Like this is it for her. She is obsessed.
This is her first love. It's your first love is an intense love. She also has like her monthlies are a problem because like she cannot choose to turn on the full moon. So she tells him like, "I'm sorry, I got grounded," and he tries to sneak out to her room with like wine and shit. By the way, she's 16, so no. But and then she's like, "I'm gonna throw up." And, like, she's, like, it really strikes her, like, shit, this is not a workable.
Yeah, it's a lot of, like, this kind of stuff. And, like, meanwhile, what's going on is, like, so he's inviting her places, and she's making friends with his friends, minus Kelly. And, like, she's feeling like she's sort of fitting in. And she's still so kind of distanced from, like, the 5 who are her childhood friends. And, like, there's, one guy that she's really not sexually close with. This guy, little... like Gregory or Willem that she's close with.
Will.
Yeah. And like, they really enjoy each other. Like a little
brother kind of.
And then Rafe is her ex-boyfriend and Rafe keeps harassing her and like being gross and
it's real gross.
Yeah, like the sexualization that happens to the 16-year-old is like upsetting. But so she's just kind of trying to find, like, it's a very coming of age and trying to find her way.
And then it's also, they bring in the idea of moving.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very common for this kind of book, right? But it's that
they realize, they're like, hey, we're fucking werewolves.
Yeah. We got our shit together. Now we can't go.
Omar knows we're here.
Yeah.
We gotta be in the goddamn woods because we're
running a hotel.
We're werewolves. Like,
Yeah,
we can't be running these streets.
I mean, they are close to a state park, evidently. I'm like, what, like Sesquicentennial State Park? Are y'all just like galloping around?
I can imagine,
nature trail?
I feel like I can
And
imagine
the geese
back
are after
when,
'em?
like my slow like run on Sesame, be like,
Oh,
these
yeah.
motherfucking werewolves.
I have been lapped by these fucking werewolves 4 times.
I know.
That's frankly rude.
So
Got my audiobook going.
she's out with Aiden one night, and they keep like she's always worried. Like they're always worried about being discovered, and rightfully so. And like one night she's out, she's necking. She's necking with Aiden. She's out necking with Aiden. She's like, why won't this motherfucker like be more aggressive? And they're like getting on, and all of a sudden she sees this like pack of wolves, and she's like, that's fucking Astrid. Like just being assholes. And she's like, oh shit, these wolves are getting crazy.
So she has to like flip over on him and be like, shh, it's dogs.
We gotta go. And so she meets his parents. They're gross.
Yeah, and they're gross in an interesting way, though.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, I want you to understand that he brought his girlfriend home, and his dad was like, oh, they were very welcoming of her, and that they sat there and made out in front of their parents the whole time.
No, but it's also that her dad,
Oh, it was so
or his
nasty.
dad was like, cornered her and was like, you seem a lot older.
Yeah.
And it was really gross. Like,
Yeah, everything about the whole family thing was gross, and partly it was gross in a way that is only apparent if you are not 16, because they were being not appropriate. But then also his parents suck. And of course, they don't believe, there's a little bit of satanic panic in this, which is like 8 for 97.
It's way late. Like that was
way late.
That shit was happening in 87 when my grandmother and I were watching the like Dungeons and Dragons. We didn't watch it. It was like the commercial when we were watching the ABC's like when we were watching like Miracle Landing and stuff. It would be like, next week we'll show you about the Dungeons and Dragons
like
killers.
on 60 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
So
it's
like,
later.
there's a satanic panic because of course he's into the occult. He's got a Rider-Waite tarot deck. Like, yeah, me too, motherfucker.
I
bought it at Walden Books.
I got my Golden Girls one too. What up? You know? Yeah, he's
painted his room black. And can you believe his mother doesn't like it for resale of the house?
Oh, he can't. Yeah, it was like, she wouldn't let me paint the entire thing black. I was like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, I bet it looks like fucking ass too.
Oh, God.
I bet you didn't do even coats or anything.
I could see it. I could just see it.
It looks like shit.
I could just see it.
It looks like
I
fucking
hate
shit.
I hate him so much just on his...
Well, no, he may have grown up into a decent human. Who knows?
I don't know. So
although I can think about all those people.
They were going
enjoy them on social
They were
media.
going to concerts, you know, like it was very 90s.
She wanted to bust that V card, but like
His V card, because
it's not clear with her.
and I appreciate that. I like that her
It's not relevant to her.
But you know what? Like I like that that's not her end all be all. Like
I feel that she had not before, but it was not.
I feel like she did. I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like
Because
her.
it would have had to be with one of the 5 or with the dead one.
Well, Rafe.
No, with the other one.
Yeah, the other one
who
she had-
died back
yeah.
in West Virginia.
Yeah, I feel like it wasn't like, but I feel like
I don't think she can.
I feel like it was great in that, and I guess my favorite thing. We'll say that for questions, but I feel like virginity is not an issue to werewolves. Like it doesn't.
No, to
matter.
vampires it's a really big deal, but it's only a specific kind of virginity.
But I feel like I feel like to werewolves is a social construct, which it is a social construct, and I love that. So
Yeah, no, that's
like
great
that's
about
great. But so
She wants to tell
she
him.
loves him so much, and like
And he wants there to be real magic in the world so fucking bad.
And
That's
so-
all he talks about. Like, well, imagine if there were vampires. Imagine if there were...
he
doesn't
gives
like,
her for
you know.
her birthday a silver pentagram, and she wears it even though it hurts her because
It doesn't hurt her, and if it touches her blood, it will kill her.
Yeah,
But she's like, I can wear it on dates where I'm unlikely to bleed, unlike when I like do anything with my friend, like my pack mates or whatever,
Yeah.
in which case there's gonna be blood all over.
But I
the
mean,
place.
like she's still wearing a thing that can technically.
yeah,
you know,
no, she's
so-
in this.
So she finally she tells him like he's been grounded by he's got strict parents. He calls them strict, who were basically like, hey, don't paint your room black and be an asshole. Like, so he's like, hey, come over. She's like, I'm going to come over and I'm going to freak you out. It's going to be amazing. And he's like, okay.
I'm gonna show you some real magic.
And so like she comes over and they're, being all flirty, and she takes off her dress. She takes off her panties. And then she turns into a wolf, and he's like, what the fuck?
And he like shits himself and he pisses himself.
And he throws a mug at her. And like what she does because she's so hurt is that she just throws herself out of his window, which really the best scenario.
Oh, yeah.
But then she wakes up not remembering anything, and they find out that
her muzzle is covered in blood.
Yeah. And she's convinced they find a dead guy.
And she thinks she did it.
Yeah.
Which is reasonable. I mean, you're covered in blood. Yeah. She doesn't know what blood it was. Now, no, wait, before that happens.
Did the bitch dance happen?
Yes,
I was like, did it happen before?
Yeah, because like narratively. Yeah. Okay, so what they have decided in the pack is some of them want to go and some of them want to stay. And Rudy's like, y'all should go. And some of them are like, Rudy should lead us. And Rudy's like, y'all should go. My triathlon training's probably happening,
Rudy's
whatever.
like, I just want to I got my Blockbuster video card. I'm good. Leave me alone.
I got my... Does he already have satellite TV?
I don't know.
He might.
He might.
He might have
Rudy's
satellite TV. He's an early adopter. Like he's got his car phone.
Rudy just wants to be... So they have this...
So what they agree is like one of the one old guy says, okay, fine. Rudy doesn't want to be the leader. We're going to have the law of the whatever. Like, ooh, which of course means like a fight to the death. Anybody who wants to come. So you got to wait like at least a month so that anybody can come from any of their paths.
Yeah, because the book is divided by a month. So this happens the July moon. Mm-hmm. And they go to the state park, wherever this is, where me and Sarah...
Which is amazing, because I go to state parks all the time, and I've never seen this.
I've never seen a bitch fight. I've
seen a bitch fight.
But I haven't seen the fight of the bitches.
That's because you don't go camping. You would have seen a bitch fight at like about 2:00 in the morning.
With you and the raccoons? Was that the bitch fight?
No, I'm talking about in the bathrooms about 2 a.m., like when the people in the campers really drink too much.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Sometimes,
I get it.
The camper blast in the Georgia-Florida line and the camper blast in who's the two people? Not George and Strait, obviously. It's not Hall. It's
Brooks and Dunn.
Brooks and Dunn. All right. The Florida-Georgia line goes up against Brooks and Dunn. Well, Brooks and Dunn has the benefit of experience.
Yes.
The Florida-Georgia line has the energy of youth.
It's true.
Yeah. It gets fucking ugly sometimes.
All right.
And meanwhile, we got a tent.
Oh.
Yeah. So, what happens is there are some strangers, and one of the strangers is actually like a real contender, this blonde dude. And then plus all the local, like, guys. And Astrid, okay, props to Astrid. Astrid is a cunt. But Astrid's like, why can't women do this? And they're like, well, because women don't do this. I'm like, well, because you just read out the fucking law and it says adults. Why can't women do this?
Yeah, but I think, it's so weird. So
Astrid's such a bitch. But so Gabriel, we should say a word about Gabriel, because we've learned by now. So Gabriel has been like,
and Gabriel's
probably both Esme and Astrid.
Yeah, Gabriel is 24, hot as shit, but fucking Vivian's mom and possibly aunt.
No, I am pretty sure he fucked all those women. But we find out that he moved there before.
Oh, I know they're fucking him, but I just don't know.
He slept on a floor. He's a welder. No showers, no nothing. Well, he got other people places to stay.
Yeah.
Like, he did the work of the leader of the pack. I mean, they should have just named him the leader of the fucking pack.
I know.
The leader of
But
the
he's
pack.
like, here's the thing. Like, what's weird about it is, like, he's really responsible, but he's also really grossly inappropriate with Vivian.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's the thing.
In a weird...
I would have been pro Gabriel for all this thing.
Yeah.
Except that, like, whenever Vivian would show up, he'd be like, hey
baby. Yeah. I don't like
but
that.
she's shown no interest in him. Like, if they're werewolves, they're not humans, whatever. If she had been like, hey, baby, first. But, like, she's like, no, thank you. And he's still like, I like to fuck
he's
that.
like, you're 24. You're gross. And he's like...
you're 16.
I can show you gross.
Yeah.
But so they have this big werewolf battle royale.
It's very violent. Like, some of these people
It's upsetting a little bit.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Like, people who are friends kill each other.
Yeah, I did not. Yeah. And so, like, Vivian's watching it and she is horrified. And Gabriel ends up winning.
See, the thing is, she's never seen one of these.
Yeah.
Because, like, her dad never had to win one of these.
Yeah. So, like, she's watching it. It's horrifying. And, like, as soon as, like, he wins, all of a sudden, Astrid's ass.
So, Astrid...
She got her ass kicked early on.
Like Gabriel almost cheated to take her out. I think because, honestly, if you want to be the pack leader, you don't end up with one of your bitches killed in the thing that made you pack leader.
So she ends up like Astrid, who got like thrown out of it early, comes for Esme. and is kicking Esme's ass.
Like, is literally killing her.
And Vivian's like, oh, the fuck no. Like, she's like, I might
She does
complain
not
about my
realize this is
mom.
part of any of this.
Yeah, so she is like, you know.
Like, I hate my mom, but you don't get to do that to my mom.
So she ends up kicking Aster's ass. Which,
she actually bites her eye out.
yeah, which makes her the winner of
the bitch dance.
the bitch dance, which makes her by default Gabriel's mate.
Yes. And she's like, no, thank you. And she runs.
Yeah.
And so Gabriel, this is why.
This is where all of a sudden he starts like.
He gets gross about this, okay?
He does, but then he's also like sort of like,
he doesn't try to rape her or anything.
No, but he's like,
I know, well.
I know, but he's like, I'll give you time. Like, he's weird because I think it's because she's trying to like set this, you don't know. Well, okay, anyway. So
that happens. And then right after that, Aiden just goes and ruins her sense of self-worth, and then she thinks she killed somebody.
Yeah.
So she's fucked. In the middle of this, by the way, her mom, who's just been catting around all this time, has this moment where she's like crying in the middle of all the pictures that she took out. Yeah, because she's like, I forgot your father's face.
And like, she's like, I was trying to like forget it, and then I forgot it. And then like a typical fucking teenager. This is
all about me.
This is where I'm like, Vivian is not old enough to make decisions because she's a fucking teenager. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry about you lost the love of your life, grief. I'm going to make this shit about me.
Yeah.
And so,
100%.
Yeah. And yeah, like it was, I mean, I enjoyed like that.
It was very realistic teenager bullshit.
But also like, as we just like having a fucking breakdown. So,
but you can't, okay, I'll give it, you cannot give a read on Esme because it is so filtered through Vivian's perspective. There's a point late in this book where Vivian's like, you didn't care about me. Wait a minute. Every time you knocked on my door, I like pretended like I was asleep. And like, you know. Okay, so she has done this with Aiden. And then she's been trying to call him, and she
woke up and was terrified that she had killed him.
Yeah,
and so she calls and she hears his voice and she hangs up.
I didn't kill him. Who did I kill?
And then she finds out that somebody died at this bar that her mom.
Never find out who that person is.
It's just it's like a dude.
Whatever.
And so she's convinced.
She's sure it's her.
Yeah, because. You know, she's going through this emotional turmoil, this heartbreak, and, you know, she knows that once a vampire, or Jesus Christ.
You wanted to be a vampire.
I do.
But you want to fuck a vampire, don't you?
Because they're neater. She knows that, like, once a werewolf gets a taste for human blood, they can't really, like, turn back and they, like, lose their minds. And so she's convinced that this is her doing this. And
is this a metaphor for fucking?
I think it's just a metaphor for life, I guess. I don't know.
Well, so anyway, like, but life still goes on.
Yeah.
She keeps going to school and all this shit. And, like, his friends are really shitty to her because, of course, they've heard.
Well, he has told them that she was, like, super...
a psycho.
That she was a psycho and that she was really, really, like... possessive, and that she broke his window. Which,
well, she did.
She did break his window, but she didn't break his neck. And so,
yeah, he should be grateful.
And so she was like, okay, well, is he gonna tell people I'm a werewolf? And so a second murder happened. She wakes up this time. She got drunk.
Yes.
So she goes.
She got drunk, and then she.
Oh, all right.
Oh God,
this is like okay.
This I could not support this.
You know what? I feel like
this is your messy bitch kind of thing.
So she is going to go to a concert that she knows he's going to be at. And she's like, she's walking to it. She's got one of her hot shit dresses on. And Gabriel shows up and he's like, I'll give you a ride. And so,
on his motorcycle.
So he gives her a ride on his motorcycle.
He gives her a ride in this very pointed way.
It's very nice. Like, this is hot. So she's like holding on to him and she notices how hot he is. And she's like, I'm not going to like glom onto him because this is a grown-ass man.
But also they come in on an illegal road, so they come in right into the middle of the concert, like all the people, and everybody's like, you asshole, and he's like, mm-hmm.
But then she looks and she sees Aiden and she kisses Gabriel in front of Aiden, and he kisses her back, and it's like, she's like, shit, this is a grown man kiss. And he says, you're not going to use me. And like, he basically like pushes her off and like just leaves her there. And she is, already embarrassed because of that. And then she sees Kelly, her bitch rival, Fazira Balk, run up and grab Aiden and kiss him. And she is just fucking devastated.
And she can't enjoy the rest of the concert. The dude next to her is like,
she just leaves. But then
when at the end of it, she sits through the concert miserably.
And then she's her werewolf shit ends up overtaking, and she goes to Kelly's house and trashes Kelly's room.
Yeah, and it's sad though because it's a little girl's room that Kelly's tried to goth up.
Yeah.
So she only fucks up the goth parts. She only fucks up her Kelly's obviously favorite clothes.
Yeah.
Not the clothes Kelly's mom bought her and all this shit.
Yeah. And
it's not her best move.
She ends up going out and
then she blacks out because
the 5.
No. Before this happened, Rafe gave her a bottle of whiskey or something, some kind of strong alcohol. So Rafe did this, and it seemed kind to her at the time. And then she's blackouts. She wakes up back in her room again. She doesn't have any blood on her fingernails. But, she feels like shit.
No, there's a human hand.
Yeah, well, it takes her a while to see the hand, though.
It's like a fucking human hand.
And it has a skull ring on it. And then, she
recognizes
been harassed by a biker with a skull ring a while ago. She freaks out. She buries the ring and everything. She's like...
It's amazing because she buries the ring. It's she has bleach and all this. She is, knows what to do.
It. Yeah. But she's like... I'm it. I'm the one. So meanwhile, of course, the pack has been trying to find
the person. Yeah.
And they know it's one of them, and they don't want this to be. So they're like, well, should we move? And the question is, well, if we move and we take the person with us, then we're figuring our own problems with us. And Gabriel's actually gone up to other packs.
Our grown ass man, Gabriel, who
has been trying to get shit done,
is weirdly perverted, but also responsible adult,
a good pack leader.
So she just convinces her, and she's like, okay. It's me. She gets this note from one of Aiden's friends. Dropped.
She's not her friends because you know how you have that.
Well, but they also think now she's a psycho bitch because they're taking the male narrative on it. That he brings her this note and it says, "Meet me at 2 a.m. or else."
Wherever. So meanwhile, the pack is doing patrols, and this is smart of Gabriel. You're doing a patrol with somebody you don't normally hang
but then
out
she's
with.
She is basically she's like, it's me doing it, and so she goes out and is going to unalive herself.
She wrote a note that was very specific to her mother, and so it's kind of hard to die by suicide as a werewolf, and so she
douses herself in kerosene essentially, and she tries to
she's not good with matches.
So this was really harrowing. She tries to light the match and her fingers are wet and everything's wet. And she's like, I can't even do this right. I can't be a werewolf right. I can't be a human right. I can't even kill myself right. And so she tries to do it again. And all of a sudden, Gabriel's there and he's like, Gabriel and 2 of the other 5. And they're like, stop. And they're like, you didn't do this. This wasn't you. And they,
because it's her little brother friend had overheard Rafe and Astrid.
Yeah.
And what they had been doing was killing people and then pinned it on
her. Yeah.
And so they had actually killed that second dude.
And they were like, ha ha ha, it's a joke.
In her room. And then she realizes and he said something about 2 o'clock. Then they realized, oh shit, the guy that I overheard them murdering was your little friend, not Aiden, but Aiden's friend. Who you knew.
And so,
in other words, they're laying in wait for Aiden at 2 o'clock. Oh shit, we gotta go.
Yeah. And so Gabriel does what a 16-year-old doesn't appreciate, but a 43-year-old will, is he says, I will handle this. Mm-hmm. I need you to go and do this. Mm-hmm. But I, as a grown man, will take responsibility and do the thing. Oh my God.
My withered and sad like a dead mushroom. Ooh, has just come to life.
So he is like, I need you to go and meet, because she tells him, I told Aiden. He's like, well, you didn't tell everybody. It's fine. I need you to go meet this idiot. I'm going to go handle shit.
Yeah.
And so she goes and meets him, and he's got a gun.
They had mentioned earlier that his dad was into hand-loading munitions. One of those things that you do.
Of course. And he's like, I'm going to take you out of your misery. And it's like...
Because the thing is, she never told him I'm not cursed. She never explained anything about it. He thinks that she's got a werewolf's curse.
He's a son of a bitch, is what he is.
No, she's a son of a...
So...
You know what I didn't get at the gas station where I got our wine? I did not get a wine. Wine is overstating. It's called Sweet Bitch. It comes in pineapple Moscato Rosé, and just Moscato.
I feel like that we would both take... This is reminiscent of the time that my friend Ryan, we were at a party, and does anyone remember the liqueur 99 Bananas?
No. Well, I don't dig banana things.
So Ryan, I was like, hey, drink this. Here's a shot of 99 Bananas. They gave him a shot of 99 Bananas.
But a bitch ain't one.
And this motherfucker took the shot, right? He took it. He drank it. And then what proceeded to happen, Sarah, is that I am standing in front of him as he is drinking the 99 banana shot. He proceeds to projectile vomit immediately all over me.
See, I knew that was what happened if I drank a... Yeah. Just drink Alizé. It's $19.99.
Yeah. I was like, he just went, bleh. Essentially...
a Smirnoff Ice.
That is what would happen if we had drank that bitch wine. Like, I would have... So, all right.
So anyway, I'm sorry to leave you hanging. He has a gun that's loaded with silver bullets.
Oh, my God.
But, and he's all like, but she knows... There's other wolves here. And she
keeps saying, she's like, because he's like, oh, well, he does say you murdered my friend. And she's like,
no.
She says the Shaggy line, it wasn't me. And he's like,
I never told you, but there's other people.
And he's like, I don't believe you. And all of a sudden, Rafe shows up. And he's like, boop, boop, I'm a wolf. And she's like, you believe it now? She's like, yeah. And
I love this for her. I love this because suddenly she's like, okay, you shoot him, I'll get her. And then
she attacks Astrid. Yeah, you find out.
He does.
Yeah.
He does shoot Rafe.
And you find out it was like this Astrid and Rafe cahoots thing. And she attacks and she takes Astrid
out.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Not to the farm upstate. I mean, out.
Yeah. And so... Gabriel shows off and finishes the job.
Yeah, and so and he's all like, "You don't do my job because I do the punishment in this pack." But meanwhile, he's like, "Good job." But then she's like, "Where have you been?" And he's like, "They left a body on your fucking porch, you idiot.
I had to take care of that. I took care of it.
I took care of it. You know what I want to hear? Anybody? It doesn't have to be a man.
God,
could be a man. Could be a woman. Could be a space alien from goddamn Mars. I want to hear somebody that says, "I took care of that for you."
It's the fucking honest thing ever. So
you didn't have to think about it. You didn't have to tell me to do it.
So yeah, she's trying to talk to Rafe or Aiden, and Aiden is like, "You're still a freak," and basically, Gabriel is like, tell him to go. Keep his mouth shut, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And
she can handle this.
And she's like, hey, go.
No. She gets shot.
Yeah, he went to go shoot Gabriel, and she jumped in front of it, and he shoots her. And then as she's laying there bleeding.
Black, so we don't know really
it's bleeding out. She's like, don't kill him. And he's like, I won't. But you do find out,
he says, I won't if you live. She's stuck. She lives, but she's stuck between wolf and human. So she's like, I don't know. Has she got hairy boobs? She just got hairy feet like a hobbit. It's not clear.
But you know what? Gabriel is still D to the F with whatever she is.
So maybe she's entirely hairless, but she's got a really furry tail.
She ends up she's in this weird semi-state, and Gabriel shows up because, again, they're still
she's also blocked in her art. It's kind of a mental
wolf mate things. And he sits there with her, and he's like, so, yeah, I was in love with a lady. I was in love with the stripper, and I wolfed out, and I killed her. Woo, yeah.
I thought that was gonna be a country song, but the way you sang it was more like a soul kind of.
Like the Wyclef. I'm in love with the stripper. Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah. So you find out that Gabriel was indeed in love with an exotic dancer, and
well, he said it was a dancer, but that she didn't want to do it. So maybe it was a ballerina, and it was like hard on her joints.
Yes. Like, and he said that like during like intimacy one time, you know, he like, and it was a lot of the things that like he shared things that Vivian felt was like making out with Aiden is like
he just wouldn't be forceful enough.
It was like he said it was never enough. It was never more. He wanted more. It was like it was gentle and nice.
It was not rough enough.
Yeah, and so like one time, like you know, they're doing it, and he like half wolf shifts, and she sees it, and she's like, ah,
because he started out like getting a little bit. He started out like just getting a little wolf.
Yeah,
and I mean, like, did she not notice that at all, or was she just like?
And then he half wolfs out, and
$1 a dollar.
She's like, ah, and he like hits her, and he's like, a wolf bitch could have taken it.
I assumed that her head just flew right off. Just went bam.
But he's like, I wolfed out and killed the one woman I loved. And she's like, well, that's really sad. So they make out and then they bang it out.
Yeah.
And that's what gets her over her half hump.
It's exactly like the book that we had read otherwise, where a woman was infertile and a man with a giant dick, I guess, reached her on-off switch.
That will come after.
That's November.
Yeah, so basically, he uses his wolf dick to like...
November rain. Speaking of 90s.
He gets to like, switch her out. And so it ends with them like presumably like...
They're moving to Vermont. To do another inn. Why an inn? Why not like a blacksmith?
I don't understand it.
Artisanal
but like,
center,
you know,
you don't have to have humans who are moving in and out and might not be missed. I have no idea.
But basically, he fucks the wolf in and out of her.
Yeah, so. I mean, you know, isn't that what we all want?
And so, happily ever after.
But there's no chocolate. In fact, what the fuck? She couldn't eat chocolate. She's a dog.
Ah!
My God.
I don't know why this is called... this. I have no... Like, was it because, like, water for chocolate was a big thing? I don't know.
What? That's possibly racist. I don't even know.
I don't know.
Oh, my God. There's no chocolate in this book. And there should not be chocolate in this book.
Don't give her...
werewolf any chocolate.
Big dick energy or big dick energy. This book is weird.
It's weird. Okay, because, all right, Gabriel is treated for the first... third of it like a fucking asshole.
Like a villain.
Yeah. For the second third of it, like a good pack leader who's maybe not right for her.
You know what? And I will do I have a whole thing prepared for this book. Oh. But
is it
yes. I have
a bitch dance?
I have a bitch dance. I have my whole bitch dance prepared. But I think that this book is so YA. It
is not to be read by the adult.
But I think what it is
I don't think you can appropriately read it.
But I think it's so early YA, and I think what's really crazy and great about it is that if you think about all of the YA books that are 2005 and beyond, we have our love triangles.
We think about all the big ones that are chosen.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like we have our formula.
Oh yeah,
and like this one is pre-formula, and we're still like she is still writing this as a little bit of like a thriller suspense, and that we don't know what Gabriel's intentions are.
Yeah,
and so we have to write him like a pervert. But he's like a good dude.
Yeah. I mean, when we find out that he was the guy who got there ahead of everybody else, and this is so teenager of her, he busted his ass. He worked and did not buy himself a place to live. So he was sleeping on a floor somewhere and not taking showers. And he's, and she's like, yeah, he smelled gross because imagine a welder who doesn't take showers. And then, like, imagine a man with a usable skill.
Like, it's also like that she's got this real ass man like doing work and working hard. And like what she's wanting is this like flouncy motherfucker. Like,
whose daddy bought him shirts.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a weird book because, like, obviously the first half of it, you're set up to think that Aiden is a good guy.
Yeah. And he's not. The thing is, intelligently, it's smarter than it looks because Aiden's not a bad guy. Aiden's just an actual 16-year-old boy.
Teenage boy.
Who somebody... a girl walked up and said, "Hey, I want to show you something magic."
Yeah.
And she took her clothes off, and
then she turned into a goddamn wolf.
And then she jumped out a window.
The bitch turned into a goddamn wolf. And he just...
I think you shit yourself.
Like, when you say... Like, when you... Like, if
You'd never have sex again.
My teenage werewolf approach would be like, hey, all right, I don't want to freak you out.
Mm-hmm.
I got... All right, I would try to, like, make it very scientifically based. I wouldn't just be like, hey, get ready for sex. Bah!
No, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to grow hair, not just out of the usual places I grow hair, which, by the way, gentlemen, include the nipples.
Oh, God. No.
But I'm going to grow hair in many other places.
You know why?
I will grow a tail.
I have been in my mind.
Did this break you from Team Werewolf?
Yes, because in my mind, I've been Team Werewolf for so long, but like,
there's
I just think about all of my waxing situation that I would have to do for me to be comfortable.
What a waste.
Yeah.
You just grow it back.
That's what I don't want hair. I don't want extra teats flying out. I don't want.
Oh, it doesn't even mention that. She only got 2 boobs.
Right now. Who knows?
No, you do, because when Astrid changes at the end, Astrid has 2 boobs because they mention it. I didn't notice it, but I did follow it.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, can you even imagine? Oh, how many mammograms you got to get?
Oh my God, I don't want any of this. I don't want all this hair. Like, I have to deal with it.
I gotta tell you, so in the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter books, which we gotta do one of those, we gotta do the one where the sex happens with Jean-Claude. I will be, whoa. So I will do that one day.
Okay.
But the vampires in that, when they change, there's all this goo that just drops out, which makes sense, honestly, more than her. Like, she just changes all clean and shit. Like, she leaves her panties, whatever. But so, no, there's like a thing, you kind of turn yourself inside out, and all this is just like sludge just jumps out of your body.
No, I don't want that either.
No, nobody wants that. But you don't pick it. Those are the kind of werewolves where you get turned by a scratch on another werewolf.
I don't mind. Like, I like the idea of a werewolf, but I just don't want the realities of it. I don't want to have to be.
So you're thinking about being a werewolf, not fucking a werewolf.
I feel like
that's 2 things.
But I feel like I can't be. You can't be a person, and you have to become.
And that's what I like about this, because this woman is the werewolf, not the
Yeah. And I mean, like, that leads us to, would you talk shit with or without about the heroine?
Okay, so she kind of sucks because she's a bitch in both ways, but she's not weak and fucking shitty, and like, she's not acted on by fate.
Okay, so I have a lot to say about this book in the things that we have not said. What I find really, really fucking interesting about this book, and again, this is 1997. I do not know when Twilight came out. I don't have.
Much later. I was a real librarian by the time.
But I think what's really, really interesting and important about this book is that Vivian is she is the supernatural. She is the special thing. She
knows it.
And also, like you said, she knows it. She's confident. She's beautiful. She is smart. She is talented. None of her validations come from either of these dudes.
No.
And if you think about in terms of Twilight, because that is when we think about a YA supernatural book, that's the one that comes to mind. Right or wrong, it's just the one. Like, Bella is made special because of Edward's attentions. Like, that is what makes her essentially. She's kind of written as this placeholder, this every whatever, and not to say that that's not an important literary device in YA, whatever, but.
And everything. I look at Rebecca,
Yeah. But what is interesting about this is that she is the one doing the things. She is the one making the actions happen. Yes, she is saved by Gabriel ultimately, but she, again, is the thing that is...
In a story relevant way.
Yeah. She is the special thing. She is, again, she is the attention grabber, not just in being a werewolf, but being so attractive that, you know,
she's the best werewolf.
It's not even that, but like how
No, I mean, she's the hottest werewolf. She's you know.
But like the like even with like people, it's like she's so attractive that the dad is saying stuff. Like, I mean,
and also, I mean, she's a good artist. It's not even just her werewolf shit. I mean, like her art is good also.
So I really thought that this was like kind of a profoundly, like it was important in that.
I find it different from also, okay, so there was a rash of things, of course, in the Odies that, like, strong female protagonists, but it was like Katniss Everdeen.
Yes.
And it was like, what's her name in Divergent? And there were a ton of these, what beautiful creatures. And like, there were, even like the uglies, although I think that was a bit better. But so there were all these things that were called strong female protagonists. But the thing is, they seem like strong female protagonists from the outside, I guess, because they had a bow. I grew up with real strong female protagonists that made their own stories.
Right.
So like Tamora Pierce's Alana, for example, makes her own decisions, makes her own stories. Katniss Everdeen, no offense,
she gets sucked into it. Yeah. Like it's all this
things happen to these
people. They don't
and Divergent things happen to her, and you hit things with like whatever, you jump or you do whatever.
And I think like no, you're exactly,
don't make choices.
Like Vivian, sometimes you're like, okay,
you are.
But we're also reading this at 40 something, and like so we're like, oh, okay. But like if I had read this as a 16-year-old girl, I would have loved her confidence that everything else, like it would have been like,
my mom doesn't understand me.
Like this is so amazing that she's so confident and she's so like
like, as an adult, she's overconfident. She's unwilling to think like, well, maybe I don't know everything.
Right. But that I thought was really interesting and kind of important about this book is that,
and she's not special because she's by a computer, or
she handles with Aiden. It's always her. And the other thing that I think is really, I don't know if like this goes probably more into another question, but I think like what's interesting about it is it's her sex drive and not him that guides everything.
Like he wants to fuck her, and there's a time actually where they're making out and she feels a condom in his back pocket and she's like, yes. So I mean they're matched in terms of like where they are in
but she's the aggressor a lot of times.
The aggressor.
And I thought like that was really interesting. I guess it goes into Bechdel to Bitch, which like honestly this book kind of fails.
Yes. Okay, because and it, like we said, it is hard to judge her mother in this book because you're looking at her. Remember how you treated your mother when you were 16?
I'm living it, baby. I'm living it.
You got years. Yeah, so it's really hard to tell. What it looks like is her mother spends all of her time fucking catting around. Although, remember, her mother's also a werewolf. So, I mean, this does seem to be not inappropriate werewolf behavior. But at the same time, like, her mom keeps trying to make these overtures to her, which is entirely rebuffed by... Yeah. She will not answer the door. She won't talk to her mom about anything important. So, yeah, her mom is dating this person and this person, this person. Her mom is not a human. So, I don't think that's really fair. But the frustrating thing, I wish she'd had a girl her own age to talk to. But it's normal and natural to be in just a group of dudes of your own age mates like I was. But so Astrid is like a fuck, and they even say, and this is maybe weirdly animal stereotyping, the Astrid is very red, and everybody talks about her like she's a fox instead of a wolf. But none of them are even wolves. I mean, that's not really the species they are. But yeah, so Astrid and Esme are constantly fighting over this man like half their age, which is evidently fine in the werewolf, like whatever, but it kind of grows to...
I mean, it could be that it could be that...
Are we werewolf shaming?
No, but it could be that like, what's her face? That Vivian is just assuming things. Yeah, I don't know.
No, they're doing it. They're all doing it.
It's so weird.
And then like Astrid eventually is fucking Rafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is not even... Rafe was not considered an
adult enough to join
the ordeal.
Yeah.
So he is okay. So if we want to break it down and get down to it. So here's the thing. Gabriel is technically like Vivian is a consenting werewolf because she can be in the bitches dance. Mm-hmm. Rafe is an unconsenting werewolf
because he's older, but because the age
he can't be in the ordeal.
Yeah,
so he's not an adult werewolf.
Astrid statutory raped her friend, her ex. Yeah.
So
it's all a little bit.
It's very weird.
Bechtel to bitch is not good in this. I mean, she does make.
They're
friends.
all. You know what it is? They're all bitches.
She starts to make friends with some of Aiden's girlfriends, female friends.
But then also what's so gross about it is they all turn on her so fast because of whatever the fuck.
They barely knew her though, and they've known him for years.
I guess, but like
it's legit. I mean, it's realistic.
I guess, but like I don't know. Like,
and Kelly is a real.
Well, not Kelly. I'm talking about like Bingo and like
they. Yeah, but I mean, like, wouldn't you believe your friend over this girl you've never?
I don't know. It's all. Again, I didn't like she's a crate.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Well, I don't like anything where like the woman's crazy and it explains everything to people, you know.
Okay, when it comes to consent, werewolf consent. That's what we're just gonna say because we could spend hours. Werewolf consent. It's weird.
Okay, so her age mates are shitty and gross.
They're so gross.
And so she does this thing that she doesn't. It's not even, if she had understood it, she still would have come and defended her mom because Astrid was killing her mom.
Yeah.
And then she realizes, like, oh, shit, the only eligible bitches here are me and my mom and Astrid.
Yeah.
So it's just me. The thing is, he should have taken her, no thanks, as an answer by our human standards. And he didn't push it as in he never, like, did anything physical to her that was not okay. But he was always there. Like, he was following, I don't know.
But he was also always cleaning up her mess. So it's weird.
So she was really messy. So, you know.
Okay.
How badly are you judging your mom off reading this book? My mama would have never.
Never.
Was Scarlett Johansson be in this movie?
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Yeah, everybody's.
Apparently there is a movie.
Yeah, evidently there is a movie. I don't know who's in it, but I bet they're all white. Even though it's Maryland.
Follow up. We'll tell you about it.
Yeah, we'll tell you in the show notes about it. But yeah, all these people are white. Nobody's gay. Nobody's anything. She would 100%. Are y'all ready? Are y'all fucking ready, bitches? Are you not leaving the house looking like that?
Oh my God, there's so many outfits in this.
Everybody there shops at Westfield.
Male, female, it did not matter. The most iconic look actually came from Rafe for me. Rafe had a top knot. So there was a guy in my high school, y'all. His name was Chris Orr. And he had the most amazing long black hair.
Do you think he listens to our podcast?
Yes, Chris Orr. Hey. So, like, Rafe is wearing his hair in a top knot. He's got a man bun. Mm-hmm. And he's wearing a 9 Inch Nails t-shirt. And he is wearing, like, those slightly baggy khaki pants. And I was like, yeah, I know this outfit.
Okay, so what Vivian wears, see, I had a lot of tank dresses, but mine were from Express. You know, like they were the tank dresses that were like a little like flowier, and you'd wear them with like, for some reason, a long sleeve sweater on top of them. I can't explain this. And I had a ton of those like slip dresses, but they were loose. No, what she's wearing is that, but from Wet Seal.
She's wearing the ribbed dress, like the ribbed tank dress.
And she's wearing this shit to meet her boyfriend's human parents.
Without a bra.
Yeah. Well, she ain't got no tits.
No. Well, she does, but they're like...
She's got 8 of them.
She's got 8 of them, and they're like young and firm. Like, you know what? It's like that. I
couldn't even find bras to fit me at that age. I had to buy... Playtex had Nearly A. Oh my God. And you know what the line was called? It's called Thank Goodness It Fits. I still wear Thank Goodness It Fits, but it comes from the people who brought you the Brooklyn Bridge.
Like, mine have always been like the like, girl, you need some shit. Here's some you know. Like this is like I can't wait for your judgment eyes to come my way. Like, I would get my boobs done just so I would not have to wear a bra. Girl,
anything that ends with so I would not have to wear a bra. I don't want to get, obviously, breast cancer, but if I ever got the kind of breast cancer where they're like, you gotta have them off, I'd be like, yes,
See, but give me some new ones.
No, I just want to go topless at the beach. I want to get like badass tattoos on those scars.
I love that for you, but like I just want to.
I never want to think about them again.
I just want to be able to like wear a thing without like, because I've tried like I've got like the fancy skims like that you have to like pull.
Oh, fuck the skims.
Like that you
pull.
No.
That shit acts like it is for a lady of a certain size, and the strap is like the.
No, they don't even have it's the.
Oh
the
no! I got the one with the strap, and it was.
No,
I sent that shit back to Nordstrom's. Like, didn't even know.
No, I got the like, and it's fine, but it's also just like. Why can't I just like not have to do this? You know what works best is honestly, if you've got the time and the effort to fucking do it, is just I would rather just boob tape them. I'd rather.
Oh
just
yeah,
tape
no, people do amazing things with that boob tape. You gotta take it off with like baby oil and shit, though, right? I've never done it.
No, like now they have like basically like boob tape. You don't have to take it off with the baby oil.
Okay.
Like, but what people were doing,
no, if I had an assistant,
which is terrifying, is that they were basically just taking duct tape.
Oh yeah.
And that's what, like, no, but boob tape is just, it's medically adhesive tape.
No, if I had, like, an assistant, a boob assistant.
Oh, my God.
If I wasn't to do that. Oh, no, I would look amazing. I'm not actually fat. I just have, like, this business. I'm a little fluffy in the
it's the worst. It's like, I just want them lifted up. But I was like, you got to, like, you know.
No,
anyway.
Honestly, if I had the option, it's not that I don't like them or whatever. It's just I hate having a garment that I have to, like, also there's care in feeding a bra.
Yes, it's awful. I hate it.
Yeah. Oh no, fuck that shit. But the thing is, what she doesn't realize is that her 18 boobs right now, they're super perky.
They're
but
amazing.
Eventually, she's gonna need 18.
She's gonna need a werewolf
9 bras.
She's gonna need a werewolf bra. Is what she's gonna need.
Can you even imagine?
Oh my God.
So,
but her like the outfits are amazing. She's like, I do like that she is always dressed very body confidently.
Like obviously to this concert.
We get this
the
weird
funny
like
thing is she went to this concert and I guess she didn't know it was gonna be like floor, like ground seating. And I'd love to know because she wore the kind of dress where she was like, well, I don't know how I'm getting out of this car, but somehow she still had to spend the whole concert.
It's so
you never done that? Like
but we get more of the guys' outfits than we get hers because we know that Aiden dresses like 90s hippie.
Oh yeah.
We know that Gabriel is basically just in like.
By the way, she kind of like does a in her brain because she thinks, oh, the art teacher used to really dress like a hippie, whereas Aiden's hot. Like what?
Yeah, and like
Aiden just realized she can go to Goodwill and buy clothes.
Yeah, okay? And like Gabriel is like basically just in a leather jacket.
She does not describe Gabriel's clothes enough because you know Gabriel's wearing them jeans that look good on.
Well, there's just like a weird part. Like, what was the weirdest fucking part of the book to me is that she's on the motorcycle with Gabriel, and he has his leather jacket wrapped around his waist, and I was like, "Who's tying? Who
with the big little knot?"
I was like, Who is tying a leather jacket sleeves around their waist?
Well, I mean, you had to decide, do you want to do a country club style around your shoulders?
It was hilarious. Like, but yes, but we got all the dudes. And so like Rafe's outfit of his 9 Inch Nails t-shirt, his baggy pants. And it like, I was like, oh God, he's wearing the drug dealer uniform and I love it. So it was great. And
yeah,
like,
I wanted more
of her.
Well, and also, but the like Gabriel's supposed to be the end up love interest. The strange thing about this is that he's not getting enough attention through the rest.
No.
But then, like, you don't get the idea that she might even think he's hot.
I feel like they're like, was this is there a sequel? Because I felt like
there is a sequel.
There has it felt like there had to be because
he just came in like a tornado at the end of the book, even though he'd always been there.
He fucked the wolf out of her, and like she was like, "I'm not a bunny," and then they just jumped out of the window together as wolves.
Yeah, ate a hotel guest.
Yeah.
You know? So, would your 12-year-old self have a dog-eared any pages?
Fuck yes. I will say one of the things.
It's not explicit. But
what I like about this book for a YA book is it's very sex positive. Yeah. Like
they're all naked, and like it's completely like you kind of forget that they're naked because even though Rafe is super gross about sex with her, he's never gross about nudity. Mm-mm. Because of course they're naked all the time. Because who's got the money to go back to Wet Seal?
Yeah. They're always naked, and like even
y'all got to remind us what is the other store that was Wet Seal because we can't think about what it was called because
My mom would not allow me.
Never. Oh my God. But so we called him the Slut Hut or the Hosto. What was the other like 2 stores? There were like 3 stores. One of them was Wet Seal. Tell us the other 2.
Yeah.
It's got like those silver mannequins.
Oh God.
They all had those. And it just all smelled weird. It was so clearly cheap. I'm not saying cheap like you whore. I mean like cheap as in like clothing was obviously made by child slaves.
It was like the precursor to Courtney's favorite Shein. Like, yeah.
No, nobody here is fire safe at all.
At
like,
all.
Don't flick that lighter.
No.
It's funny because we all had lighters at the time. I didn't smoke. I only at like bars did I smoke cloves. Just
oh my God, I loved it.
Sociable.
Oh my God, I loved a clove.
Yeah.
But
or
clove,
like at anime conventions.
clove was like, yeah. Oh God. Anyway, so I think what was great about it was that it was like sex positive because like if you think about again, if you look at those early like YA books, it was always this
Sex
book
is such a big distinction.
my girl wanted to fuck.
Yeah.
And in those
But however, she lived in a very sex positive community, but she did not want to have these specific sexes. And that's what I liked about it because like there was absolutely no shame about having sex with anybody in this community, even if like your mom or whatever, but she did not want to fuck these people. And so it's not like you had to choose between being sex positive and being
it was like this book is incredibly sex positive.
Yeah, no,
and
that's
like
great about
as a YA person, like it's a very you can tell this is like YA before all the Republicans got a hold of it, and we're like,
Yeah, if they knew about this, they would hate it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, all right.
What pairs nicely with a dumpster fire?
Oh God,
Would it be a chocolate liqueur?
I think
not dog safe.
Definitely chocolate liqueur, because again, there's no chocolate at all in this book. So, what as a person, and not a loup garou, in the 21st century, should you read this book?
Sure,
I think so. I think this is like, especially if you love YA books and you want to know more about kind of like. I think this is a really good one
also,
to like.
This is a great like if you were interested at all in the history of paranormal romance.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like history of paranormal romance and the history of YA like romance. This is a really good one to do, and I think it's. I really enjoyed it. I think it's much more sophisticated than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, because I remembered it, and it was smarter than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, and I feel like
I want us to do is read some of these Laurel Clay Hamiltons that I was obsessed with at the same time.
Huh. So, I mean, I think it's like really interesting. And I think that it's back when we didn't treat teenagers like babies.
Yeah.
And let them, it's so wild. Like, I remember my mother-in-law talking about, one of my nieces had just gotten into high school and was talking about she was reading Looking for Alaska, and she was like, I got it, and I looked at it and I was like, this is just not appropriate. And I was like,
it was so tame. And
I was like, Nana, come on. I was like, here's the thing. Like with my daughter, I there are no. I was like, I intentionally put no bound, like, because I was reading some of the most perverted, messed up shit.
About this shit, yeah.
Yeah, like
that's the whole reason.
And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to like.
Yeah, that's how you try shit on.
Exactly.
Our only rule for our son is, I know he's much younger, he's 8, but if it confuses you, ask us questions. Don't read it if it scares you.
Right. Yeah. Like I can't. Like it's so wild to me that people.
Ooh. Because it's about the thing that's wild to me is that usually the books that they're upset about, it's because they're about teenagers and about real teenage feelings. What do you? Now they should have been worried about us reading all these Dan Joanne Lindsay books.
Oh my God, we're reading the most like grown ass books. Anyway,
yeah, but books are actually about teenagers and the experiences teenagers have.
Yes, and I feel like especially topical now for everything that's going on is like
Queer is about figuring out your gender as a teenager.
Buy your kids subversive, and you know what? Just buy them books.
Yeah,
buy them all of the books. And let them read all of the books. Get them, especially because their school libraries are under attack. Get them membership cards to their local libraries and let them read what they want to read to help them figure their shit out. Mm-hmm. And we love all books. And
I had to say, I read Genderqueer because I feel like we should be reading the books that are under discussion. And honestly, as an adult, it helped me realize, like, no, okay, yeah, I'm not non-binary. I feel comfortable being a woman. I'm just like kind of I like to present in a more masculine way.
Yeah.
Like as a grown-up, that was helpful to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't even imagine how helpful it is to a teenager who's feeling any kind of, gender expression issues. Like, why are you letting the Republican Party decide what your kid's read in your house?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
You should be the reverse mad about it. It's like that somebody is dictating what your kids can and can't read in your house.
I'm a parent. Am I not a fucking parent?
Exactly. So this has been our
Werewolves of London.
You know what I think is the sexiest?
Werewolves of Baltimore greater area.
Sexiest song of all time is Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
Oh, hey there, little
Red
Riding Hood.
Yes.
Oh, that is hot.
You guys should all listen to that immediately after listening to the end of my voice. Anyway, so this has been our werewolf edition, fun time, Halloween Bodice Tipplers extravaganza. We hope you have a spooky Halloween, and you can be on the lookout for our next installment in the ever popular Anne Rice train wreck-a-thon that happens around Halloween. And you can look for our special guests. And also, we're sticking with our Anne Rice theme. And if you want to read with us, go find Tale of the Body Thief.
I'm sorry.
Do not. I love the fact so much that the premise of this book is that LaSalle got pissy and traded bodies with somebody. It was like, oh shit, I need my body back. That's the best thing ever. Anyway, you can find us at bodicetipplers.com. Facebook, we're Bodice Tipplers. Instagram, we're Bodice Tipplers. On Twitter, we're B-Tipplers. And Patreon, if you want to throw a couple dollars our way, it's patreon.com/Bodice Tipplers.
Bodice Tipplers is part of the Frolic Network. Find more podcasts you'll love at frolic.media/podcasts.